Pop, pop. Here we go. Live on YouTube and on Facebook. Nobody call me right now, but as soon as I say that, somebody's going to ring this phone. We have so much to talk about this evening. Welcome back on YouTube. Welcome back. Welcome back. I got to make sure that's in line. We have a very special guest in the building. Here we go. Don't worry, we're going to get that thing together. For those that are watching on Instagram or those that will watch, I want you guys to stay tuned. A special guest is in the building. You're going to love tonight's topic. You already seen it on the flyer. As you know, we've been promoting hard. And we're going to go live now. Look at that. If you want to know, you don't want to know what kind of day it's been. You already know, but we're cute with the feathers. I had to do the feathers on tonight. We're behind the scenes. And we're live on Facebook in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's make sure we are live on Facebook and that all is well because sometimes the algorithms be messing up our flow. I feel like Facebook is opening up. Thank you, God. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to your girl and IA. It's been a minute since I've been on live, so I see you guys watching. I thank God for that. It's the Anaya A show, and we're going to do our thing real quick. So you're live on YouTube. I know a lot of people will be watching later for sure, but you can tell a friend that we are live. Got it? Live streaming now. And then we are going to do that good old recording just in case something happens to the other device. Here we go.
Recording in progress.
Welcome to the Anaya A show. It's your girl Anaya A. We're live on all social media platforms. Listen, it's been a long day, but as I was just saying to our Instagram followers who will be popping up any minute now, and it's okay because we have a special live show for you that none of you need to miss. And we are talking all things music industry, Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey, Nicole, which I have a funny story about that coming up, but also the special guest that's in the building. So none of you want to miss what's about to go down. And if you're not watching now, you can watch the replay because we have a lot to discuss. So with that being said, we're going to play a little clip for you. Then we're going to talk about what's happening behind the scenes and our guests as we have a live platform that you don't want to miss. All right, so let's go ahead and play a little intro for you guys as we get rolling and starting tonight. And I want to know how everybody is doing on this happy Kwanzaa day. Yes, it is another great Kwanzaa year. I'm excited about Kwanzaa because you know what? I'm learning more about my people every single day. And that's why it's imperative that we continue to do business with each other, help each other, and grow with one another. So tune in to The Matrix by Jimmy Bones for President. Can y'all hear us?
Don't fuck up your life. Playing game, nigga, this is your night. Before you turn up all of your lights, nigga, your night. Get the pack, then I run up the price. I'm gonna get the shit for the low. Call it the gold. They bringing the hoes, they ready to go. See my dick, now they ready to blow. Use my mind, now they giving me brain. See my eyes, now I'm going insane. She making it rain. Pull out the flames. Swear to God, I ain't playing the game.
Let's repeat that because we want you to hear every word. Here we go. Here we go. We want you to hear every word. Tell a friend you're live.
Don't fuck up your life. Playing game, nigga, this is your night. Before you turn up all of your lights, nigga, your night. Get the pack, then I run up the price. I'm all my niggas, they bringing the whole. They ready to blow. Use my mind, now they giving me brain. See my eyes, now I'm going insane. She making it rain. Pull out the flames. Swear to God, I ain't playing no game. In the past, I had a double niggas, had a flashback on a couple niggas. Laugh. Up on the niggas, I don't fuck with niggas. All the stakes, I don't fuck with niggas. I can only tell you the truth. Jimmy Bones is a rider, patiently waiting. Get you take it, see the dance now, picture her naked. Pull your pants down after you take it. Want to smoke, so you know I'ma face it. Nothing is face it. All in deep from the matrix, fuck with the face shit. Or you a little bit basic, overrated in the stream, me outdated. Sell location, take a trip, I ain't talking vacation. No judgment, whatever the case. Order liquor, living in cases. Give a triple, I'ma give you a faces. Heavy metal, I ain't talking about faces. From the bottom to the top, basement, I'ma get it out the mud. Say in the hand, your veins. No niggas ain't doing shit. Should've seen you on your onto your brain, what you really wanna do with it. No understand. And you to be cool with it. Who you niggas think you moving for the ass shit? Hit a room with an overtone, you gon' hit a boom when I pull the clip. I ain't really wanna do this shit. Jimmy Bones all about that bag. You know what it was. I pull up the drugs and I hit the dad. Right, made a play, now I made a track. I made it laugh. This shorty when I wanna smash, break it back like it's made of glass.
Woo!
Oh, that shit.
Listen, guys, boy just laid down those tracks for all of you. And as you guys know, like I mentioned on social media just briefly, guy and I used to be in the studio together. We had a show that we co-hosted, and we were just live doing things that were fun and that were amazing. And now to see where we are in 2023, we're starting this whole thing back up again, and we're going to be working towards greater and bigger things. But before we get started, I'm going ahead on social media. I know you guys are watching, and a lot of times you all don't let me know that you're watching, but you come back later and you're like, hey, I heard this and I saw blah. But why don't you show me the love right now? Do the like thing, do the love thing, so we can know that you're watching for sure. And we're talking about the music industry for real and what's happening behind closed doors in a lot of these spaces. So you don't want to miss have any commentary, go ahead and send them in. I see some of you are already liking the platform, and some of you are. So thank you so much for tuning in. And we want all of you to know that tonight we're talking all things the music industry. So without further ado, let me share this with you guys, right? So your girl Nia has had a long going on. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about and address tonight, and I got some clap back about this, but I just attended a very special event last week, real quick, as we're about to bring in our special guest. And literally, I attended this very special event, and it was crazy because like I did not feel the atmosphere because it's a place she left. It's actually a church, right? I left the church after experience there, and I did not like it at all. I'm not going to say the name of the church, but if you was this past week on this past Wednesday, they'll know that I was at a place and I was able to watch the one and only CC Winans. And the reason I'm talking about this is because some things never change, guys. And talking about the music industry that are playing, real big roles what I understand right now is that you cannot be racist and be in the church. You should not have idolatry and ways that you function and think that people don't see it. I'm going to talk about this whole situation another day. But what I also wanted to share is you guys seen that your boy Donnie McClurkin literally loved the Nia A's page when I posted about being in the space when Donnie McClurkin walked in. So he's probably watching now. So shouts out to Uncle Donnie. I like to call him Uncle. Y'all could call him whatever you want, but that's my uncle. And I'm going to hopefully have him on the platform soon. As y'all know, he travels all over the world. Let me take off this jacket because it's warm up in here because we've been having a good time so far. So let me take many facilities that he, sings at, right? Y'all don't be calling me and messaging me tonight because we busy. We are busy, y'all. We busy. So with that being said, Donnie McClurkin has Donnie McClurkin also has his own church here in New York City. And so he is located, I want to say somewhere in Queens or in don't get me in there a couple of times, but I can't remember. However, we're going to make sure that he gets on the platform in 2023. And now with the way things are going with the churches, listen, we could have anybody on our platform talking about things that are happening because as we know, the church and business is going hand in hand. Things around us that we cannot change. So if you don't want to be a part of the change, then stay away from the music industry, stay away from the entertainment industry. But if you're like Donnie McClurkin and these other, I'm calling him Donnie McClurkin. Is that his name? That is his name, Donnie McClurkin. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm like, wait, did I just mess that up? Franklin, Donnie McClurkin. Y'all know these brothers, but either way, hopefully both of them could be on our platforms in 2023. But I just wanted to share, if it's not about change, then the entity. These brothers, either one, Kirk Franklin or Donnie McClurkin, have been able to change with the times. So when he loved my platform last week, I almost fell out of my chair because he's somebody I've been trying to meet for years. And out of all the Christian celebrities, the people that's really hard, my platform, and hopefully we'll have him in here for 2023. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm putting it in God's ears so that it can happen. Praise the Lord. All right, moving forward, guys. So that occurred last week. We're going to talk the church hurt that I've been things of that nature for sure. That's really important and imperative for me to discuss with all of you because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have experienced church hurt as well. So we're going to get into that next week. And also, I know a lot of times you guys are watching and you want to hear something positive. Let me tell you something positive. What happened, which was Christmas Eve. I believe Christmas was on Sunday. That's it. And so on Saturday, I got to attend the National Action Network under the leader, one of my leaders, Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. And as you guys know, I got back into NAN just to, be in the space and be around my, my National Action Network friends and family. And I just want to shout out everybody that was a part of the Christmas special event where we gave away the toys and fed the community. And hopefully soon, my special guest will join me at the National Action Network under the leadership of the Reverend Al Sharpton. A lot of people give this man a bad rap. What people don't is he actually cares for the people. But furthermore, you cannot go wrong when you're around the district attorney Bragg. Give it up for Mr. Alvin Bragg. When you're around people like Rita Joseph, our councilman in Brooklyn, when you're around like all these celebrities, Hakeem Jeffries, and as you know, Reverend Sharpton opens his doors to everybody, right? So we had a great time this past Saturday. I got to meet so many great people, but also who came in the building? Dr. Yusef Salam of the original Central Park Five or the Exonerated Five. So he just made a major announcement this past week that he might be running. He is running. I'll let you guys know that something big is about to pop off with that. And so I just wanted to give you guys a heads up about that. I don't know all the intricate details. I just know he showed up. And of course, we're with Corey Weiss every week at the National Action Network. And he's such a loving, amazing. I'm just so thankful that all five of them were able to get off because they did not commit that crime many years ago. So, of course, we celebrated Christmas on yesterday, which was day to work today because we have a very special interview, but also we want to talk about the music industry again. So, without further ado, I know I have a whole lot to tell you probably on Wednesday when we have another live segment because there's so much happening in our communities. You name it, a lot of great things are happening, and we have a lot of great interviews coming up. But in the interim, let's talk about guests who we will be bringing up momentarily. You guys come in, comment, let us know how you feel. Because a lot of you have been waiting. Now, here's the funny part. A lot of you might be drunk still. Some of you may be high. Because I recall you guys asking me, when am I going to talk about this? Maybe to talk about was Quella Robinson, the young lady that was murdered in Mexico. I mean, every time there's a late breaking story, they want me to talk about it. You all are hiding behind your screens and you don't even come up. But I want you to comment this evening because this Tory Lanez case, that of course Megan Thee Stallion and Miss Kelsey Nicole is really hot still in our communities. All fiction, there might be some other things happening behind closed doors. So, real quick, let's talk about our main guest this evening, Mr. Jimmy Bones for president. His name is Jimmy Bones, and he is a music artist. Mr. Music Artist Jimmy Bones is no stranger to the music industry. From unique sounds to top shelf production, his work definitely stands apart. His ambition and focus has by professionals, a highly sought out talent by professionals. Give him that love right there. Oh my God, yes, and I believe it because I know him very well. Okay, don't miss out on Jimmy Bones because the musician has something the listeners have always wanted. The Brooklyn hip artist has to cancel the election. Obama was the boulder, move over, and I stepped on it. Yes, we know that slogan very well. The Lord as collective Perf Gang, they have been releasing mixtapes since 2010 and is the year Jimmy debuted his signature. My first solo mix titled Smiles and Cries was released on Piff.com in 2012, followed by Lost Souls and City of Men in 2015, and finally his debut titled Lost City of Men was released digitally on Tidal by Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon in 2016. Always working. Hallelujah. I've also performed on many of NYC's club hip hop clubs as such pyramid, among others. He reveals about the work he's amassed in a developing career. Jimmy's currently working on the mixed series Jimmy Bones for President and its first edition recent that shares his vision and passion for hip hop and also sees the potential mix net the next Brooklyn. He goes on his social media website, which is Jimmy Bones for President. That's on Facebook. He's also on Reverb Nation, my Haitian American accent. Reverb Nation. So hear his music on SoundCloud. That under Jimmy Dash Bones, and everything is with an I, so it's JIMMI Dash Bones. You have me Bones. Oh, come on in, come on in. Welcome, come on in, come on in. You already know. So,
the move now stepped on that. Always shout out to Naya A. And always for being here, having my back.
Always. Listen, we go back like I don't way back. We go back. I wish we had some of the footage, but we're gonna hopefully get that for the next time.
So
you still got
yeah, it's on it. Yeah.
It's on?
Actually, yes.
Let's
the same thing.
Okay, so time. Oh God, I remember her. How is she doing? Our girl.
Last I heard, she's doing that.
Listen.
Shout out to Giselle Marie,
yes.
And I don't want to miss the rest of their names, but
there's a lot of
them
them
in the New York stripper strike with the whole situation. Y'all was informing us about the things that
a lot.
Go through. A lot, and now you realize on social media now
how big it is. We were before it. We was the first ones to cover. Coming closer, because I'm short. You mad longer than me, So we were the first ones to cover about like the strippers, like Cardi B. None of them had nothing on what we were talking about then. You know what I'm saying? And it was very eye opening at that time to learn things that were going on behind closed doors.
There was a lot of colorism going on. There was a lot of favoritism, and there's a lot of things going on, and they weren't getting their rights. But,
absolutely,
that's what's up.
What's up? So we got Giselle Marie and her team. They were doing their thing, and I hope they're doing better today. Hopefully, yes, I know there was. I mean, we learned so much. So hopefully, we can get some of that for sure. And we're working on quite a few things. But tell the people before we get started on the meat and potatoes of this interview. People some of the things that you've been doing within the past couple of years. I got to read your beautiful EPK, thank you. Yes. And then I also got to play some of your music. You are doing it.
Appreciate it.
Let me take a sip for that. Yes.
In the year 2020, I released I would say an EP. Mm-hmm. Like Jimmy Bones, President and Friends. Mm-hmm. Showcasing all talent.
Love it.
It's called Cartel.
Okay.
And with that actually came with me acquiring my own record label, Cartel LLC.
I love it.
So that was like the new project to promote the record label. Business situation. I released that project. I've been doing videos since that. I did a video for almost every song on that.
Wow.
Just because there's a pandemic going on.
Absolutely.
You had to work.
Absolutely.
So between then I was doing podcasts, doing radio interviews. Because our show, that was the first. That might have been the first interview I did, but that was the first interview I did.
Yes, sir.
It was structured the same way.
Yep.
So since then I don't. Shout out to True Light.
Okay.
And Maddie Tosca. I was on I'm cameoed in their movie on Tubi called Watch the Throne.
Okay, is that already out? Coming out?
No, it's out. It's out right now.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Watch Tubi
right now. We got a celebrity in the house. Yo! I doing your thing.
I ain't getting the Oscar.
Not
yet. Me.
I know.
I ain't Chris Rock.
Right.
Shout out to Chris Rock.
We're giving up to Chris. He doing. There you go.
Just saying though.
Yo, that part.
I can definitely say that as I've been doing things, I can see how, the music industry, just any industry that has to do with Hollywood, you know, things can get crazy real
Yeah.
fast. Very fast in Hollywood, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation went crazy,
Totally.
and personal opinion on it because I wasn't there.
Right.
But what I can say is that and the end of fame is everybody has their own opinion, and
Facts.
watching what you're doing is a public opinion, and
Facts.
watching what you're doing is a public opinion, and even
Right.
and when you're that famous, you gotta watch what Tory Lanez has got for all three crimes. Even though from my side, outside looking in, it seemed to be a lack of evidence to
Talk
convict
about
him
it.
for three
Welcome.
charges, but I wasn't in the courtroom. And regardless, if he did it as an onlooker, that there wasn't enough evidence to convict him
Right.
for all charges with
Right.
the penalties that they was given.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because you're in music and that's you to be on tonight. I see people are watching on Facebook and we have people popping in on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I love that. Keep on coming through and sharing your thoughts and your comments and your ideas about this industry. We still been building up the YouTube page, but that's why, afterwards people do watch and stuff like that. But I just wanted to make sure that we talk about this because at the end of the day, as a young black man, you are right. We're not gonna get too deep into Tory Lanez and Megan, but it's the music industry, but it's also life because we see how angles.
I feel like it's a triggering situation. Like I feel like it's triggering for women who believe Megan. Not all women believe Megan.
Right.
All men believe Tory, but it's triggering for women who believe Megan because they might feel like this might represent a situation where something happened to them and someone acted like it didn't. Like, usually when someone takes something from you or they cause you harm, act like you're crazy. Like, nah, that shit ain't happening.
That shit ain't happening,
And
right?
I feel like this is triggering to a lot of women and possibly men who
Facts.
feel like things happened to them and they were the victim of something and made them feel crazy. So I feel like that's where a lot of her supporters are triggered by this case. And I feel like from his side, they're triggered by people from Tory's side, his supporters are triggered by people who feel like they they had proof that someone was wrong and that person like dead ass proof. And that person's like, fuck all that shit. That shit
Right.
don't matter.
It don't matter.
That don't matter. You wrong. And then when you bring it to them, like both sides have been triggered. I feel like who's been through that. Everyone has been a time where you call someone out and they're playing the victim.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're pretending as if it didn't happen. They, like you said, make it sound like they're crazy. Well, how do you feel as a young man in the industry? Do you feel like this could happen to anybody? Like this was a specific situation that was isolated?
I feel like this type of situation can happen to anybody. When I say type of situation where someone can say something or someone can do something to you. You know it happened or you know it didn't happen.
Facts.
And they're going very hard with it. Like I've heard rich people say they got sued for firing people that stole from them. Like, could you imagine you see someone steal from you
and you
fire them and then they sue you, and now even if you win the case, you should have to spend money to fight the case. So you're like, am I crazy here?
Yo, like, where's the justice?
I didn't do nothing. Why do I have to prove that I didn't do nothing here when this person has stolen from me? I should be absolutely pressing charges or whatever. However you want to go about the situation. Facts. You want to do something physical, then you want to press charges, go about it
because they stole from you.
Yeah,
and you saw them do it.
Yeah, I feel like that's like I feel like this all. I feel like this situation all goes back to most of the time. Most of the time,
gotta take action.
Like we're not doing
this.
We not doing none of this. And then they're acting like about this case was so relatable to so many people,
Right.
especially people in relationships.
In relationships is one thing, and of course with the music industry and the different heads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go too deep into that. You know, this thing got really heavy. Now, did you expect for footage and this type of, for me, let me just put it like this. I was not ready, like over, like I think it was a 2 week trial, right? And
About,
a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? Like 10,
yeah,
15 days almost. Yeah.
Damn,
Right, because I watched like every night and I was exhausted just watching the different scenarios and different things. Now, what are some of the advice that you like to give are watching now or who may watch later?
take your black ass.
This Negro.
Go home. Go home.
Yes.
Listen. Black ass.
This Negro.
Go home. Go home.
Yes.
Listen.
Listen.
Not only that, but listen. Burned by the sun. Don't fly. Because let's say what Tory Lanez is. Let's just say.
Let's put it out there.
Right. So you met one girl. You had a relationship with her.
Facts.
Then her best friend, no, she COVID.
Get sick.
Her best friend decides to have a relationship with you. Then one day, her and her best friend
hit you up,
and you end up in Kylie Jenner's house. Now, regardless if you are attracted to her, she's a fucking marketing
genius.
You do anything with her,
it's over.
Zero next to your zero. You was making $10,000, you're gonna make 100,000. You make 100,000, go to $1 million. We could just say that he went from that to fighting for his life. Regardless of what happened, sometimes you gotta realize where it's either too good to be true or just take your black ass home. There's been a lot of situations where I should have took my black ass home. And I feel like a lot of people watching this can say there's been times when they're like, I should have just took my black ass home. Just go home.
Just go home.
You feel me? I feel like I can't even say nothing to him. No, he should not have. I don't know. Yeah, because it was dark. If we ain't gonna get too crazy this, but if his version is true, he was dealing with both of them. It's too dealing with both of them. You got somebody else's house trying to get crazy with them. It's too much.
Too much. Take your ass home. Your black ass home.
You will be tested. Like so. Will be tested.
That part.
There will be blood.
So there will be blood because you're dealing with a lot already.
Yeah.
And so therefore, and that's my prayer that people that are watching now or people that will watch later, I just got a message. We're good here. Robert just hit me up in the DM. We're good here, my brother. We're watching. We're not watching. We're actually on live. You're watching us right now. So thank you for tuning in. Please share with your friends that we're here with my brother. Let me fix that little hair. With Jimmy Bush for president. And it's so true. A lot of times we make that like misstep by not going home thinking that we can overcome all of these odds when in reality we should be taking our black asses home because it's situation you cannot fight like that situation was
right now he's saying if I would have just not went to the party,
he didn't have to even be there doing 22
regardless if he did it or not. If he would not have went there and smoked his blunt like he probably was doing in the
already
crib,
chilling,
watching YouTube, doing nothing, or working on
music because he's very talented. Let me say this, and now let's talk about this documentary, things that we haven't even talked about. I've been working. Shout outs to that. So I'm always working. I'm always working on next level. I've never heard of Tory Lanez until this case.
All right, so.
And then I was like, he is really talented, and I think that's the problem. Yes,
he was like,
didn't know it was him.
Like you already know I was I'm in music.
You've been doing this. You've probably been on this cat.
But they are even though I've known they are even songs that he's been on. I was like, oh shit, that was Tory.
Wow, so he's been doing it for a minute.
He's been in the spotlight since. I'd say the last was 2022.
Yeah.
I'd say the last. I don't want to get the number wrong. I'm an artist. I'm all that shit when people don't have your information. He's been up for a good enough time. But like I said, there's a lot of artists now, so it's not a problem. It's not uncommon for someone not to hear about an artist who is known. Because there's a lot of artists who are known and a lot of artists who's not known. You might hear about them for the right reasons. So, I think Tory Lanez, and he's very talented. He writes his stuff.
He writes for others as well, doesn't he?
For others as well. What I mean? He's from Canada, just like Drake.
Which is another thing. I just say for the record, everybody says that Drake is like the number one rap artist. What do you think about that? We're gonna go off into left field.
You mean
Drake? Let's talk about Drake.
Statistically, yeah, he got it.
No other rapper has beat him. Like I don't understand that.
All right.
Because I heard something today and I almost threw my whole phone because
it's different.
But no, let me ask you this. Who is your favorite rapper from all time besides yourself, Jimmy Bones? Because now you are tit.
My favorite rapper of all time, and this is just personal opinion,
I'm here.
Ghostface
Thank you.
Killer,
Ghostface Killer. Busy Bone.
Max B.
How about Tupac?
He's not understand why he's a favorite.
He's like mine.
Yeah,
besides being fine as hell, like that was my baby daddy in my mind.
I understand why he's a favorite. And I can say, all right, who's my favorite and versus who's the greatest is two different things. Who's the greatest rappers of all time? This goes to rap artists.
Yes.
Rap artists.
Rap artists.
You know what I'm saying? Rock Nation. No order. And start with Jay-Z. I don't like that. Jay-Z.
Yes.
Start with Jay-Z.
Let's start.
You know what I'm saying? Best
I do with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Marcy Project.
Right. No order. Jay-Z, Nas. I can say Nas. Biggie and Tupac
automatic.
Best artists, rap artists of
all times.
And all their contributions, what they done for rap.
For the people.
It's been out. Mind you, my favorite artist is Ghostface Killer. But as an artist, I can't say unbiasedly. Because I'm biased. Unbiased. If I'm unbiased, I can't put Ghostface on the what's name. Then, all right, after I said those four, Biggie and Tupac, I can't. Rap artist or rapper?
Okay, now bring that. That's what I said. So let me just say this, and then you'll understand why the hardest time when I hear that Drake is this best whatever. Right. Number one, Drake comes out of Canada. You say Canada, I say Canada. Like I've been there. That place is not popping for nothing. Number one. Number two, I met Drake. I'm not gonna hold you. I met Drake on Degrassi. Drake was a nerd to Afro. I never got that image out of my head. So when he came out in 20 whatever, I was, why does this dude sound like Little Wayne? Thank you.
When I first came out, I thought
he stole his whole sound. And I'm not come from me, Drake, because I got hands for you because you have an afro and you're 12 in my mind still. Like when my little brother and sister were watching Degrassi, I couldn't get into it. Drake was, and then to see him being like the number one. He's 40 now. I can tell the truth. I never told nobody the truth. Right. I'm 40. Just turned 40 in August. And I'm 40. We made it. I was 22 for 10 or 15 years, so nothing wrong. You lie. But you already know I'm not gonna lie when I say that I don't feel Drake. Like I watched him evolve, but then he stole. He people's like vibe. He didn't have an original vibe. He was a nerd on Degrassi. I had to let that out. I know you guys are gonna be mad. So many people are gonna be mad.
I can never give Drake the best rapper because he doesn't write all his rhymes.
He did it, right?
He don't write all his rhymes.
Ghost Riders.
I'm not saying that these other people I mentioned don't, because I don't know personally. But I don't know that he did. They did. So I can't give Drake. I think people put Drake on the top rap artist.
Why though?
Because he's good music, and regardless if you like Drake or not, he believes he's fucking nice, and he works. He does work. Every year he got an album.
He does.
Every year since he's come out, he's been top 10 on hits since he come out.
Do you think
Now,
it's like his PR or
it
his
don't matter. Even if it
management?
is, it don't matter if it is. Ice Spice got PR too.
Mm.
So I'm saying
Look at
Ice
my
Spice
face.
got PR too, and
Mm.
you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
That month song only went so far, and I'm not gonna say my personal opinion about the situation, perspective,
Right.
but it's not my personal bias. And for someone that's been releasing hits, no matter if I like the hit or not, and it's not no MC Hammer or Vanilla Ice hit. So it's not like you just sold out with some. He's doing hits every year.
Every year.
He's rapping with the artists who we think he can rap with. He beat me. He beat Meek Mills. I don't know how, but that's Meek Mill's fault. But it did happen.
In like a rap battle?
Yeah, he beat Meek Mills, and that song won a Grammy. His rap disc won a Grammy. So
See, that's to me it's so shocking.
even if it's paid for, and even if it did happen, technically I gotta give it to Drake because to me, you can only fake make so. And
So
it's
you're
been 10
saying
years.
10 years. Okay, so
It's been
you're
more. It's been
saying
15 years.
that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't even want to go back that
It's
far.
been 15 years.
So let me. So in other words, like no matter how we feel, he's consistent and there's
Yes.
undenying his talent.
It's like an actor you don't like. You can't. You be like, I don't really like his movies, but he's a good actor.
Got you. All right. So
I
say
only
less.
watch
I
him.
wanted to hear
But
from you.
But like I said, that's just my opinion. All right, as I have started going harder with my artistry,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look at things a little different as an artist. As a
Absolutely.
fan, I am very critical.
Very
You
critical.
don't want to ask my. You remember my opinion as a fan. It was
Trust
turn
me.
it up.
We used to be
Yeah, turn the
hours.
camera off. But
Right.
as an artist, I
Yeah.
have to realize every summer they
Mm.
going hard. They're not, he goes hard. So
He
I
goes
gotta
hard.
say, if I give Drake, I'm like I said, he's up there, top of all time. Drake is up there. Lil Wayne is up there.
That Lil Wayne got it. He got it. He got
6.
everything. Everything.
I gotta give 4 more names. Of all time.
Master P up there.
I have. I can't. Shout out to Maxi P. Shout out
We
to
love
Maxi
you
P.
though.
But nah,
Yeah.
not in my opinion.
Right.
But I don't know. Top 10. 10 is a big number.
Big.
Eminem.
He's fire.
He can rap.
He's fire. He's fire.
Rap artist of all time. Eminem. I'd have to give it to him. That's 7. Oh man, Jesus Christ. I don't know.
How about our boy with?
I don't know.
How about our boy with the? Oh, I'm in heaven.
Who that?
Oh man. He's one of them low key rappers that was married to somebody who beat her up. Khalees.
Oh, nah. Shout out.
You did? Did you ever shout him out?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you
I
think
don't.
he's on the top?
Yeah, definitely. Damn, Nas beat up. Shit.
Didn't he beat up Khalees? I
don't
remember
know.
that. That
I
was
don't
a big
know.
case. Listen, let's not get you
I
caught
don't
up.
know about.
We're not gonna get you caught
I
up.
didn't tune in.
You didn't tune into that. I know.
I didn't like
You didn't subscribe.
that comment.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, it's real. I wouldn't lie to you. We're gonna
Man.
Google it after.
I didn't hear the Jay-Z subliminal ball about that. Jay-Z's a very petty individual,
Very petty.
as he should.
Jay-Z,
As he should be.
As he should be. Well,
Yeah.
Jay-Z has been around for so long and he's done a lot
He's done
in the
a lot,
industry.
and he definitely he paid his dues.
Paid absolutely.
He worked hard.
Paid it forward.
There are some people who, when they put their foot in the door, so the door opened up a little wider to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jay-Z being 6 years old, 1996, and he was already on radio before that, and nothing happened. And back then, you ain't first time that was your ass. It was not like now you like, I'll try again.
Right. Or it was social media. Now it's getting picked up from social media. That thing hustled hard.
Yeah,
and that's why I respect a lot of those that did it the way that a lot of them did it.
Right.
Because think about it, it was harder back then.
Way harder.
Way harder. They really had to hustle.
The amount of money you had and a bunch of dudes outside now.
Absolutely.
Back then that cost $10,000.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, if they had $10,000, they wouldn't be trying to rap.
Exactly.
So they don't have $10,000 to put up for. That's the video. You still gotta get to the MTV.
Exactly.
MTV don't know you.
They don't know you. BET, remember BET?
it was a different thing back then. So I
Facts.
feel like, you know, times have changed
Let me ask you, how about 50 guy?
in regards to
Top 10?
rap time. I wouldn't say he's rap,
Mm-hmm.
but 50 Cent is definitely when it comes to business and when it comes to entrepreneurship and when it comes to a model of if you're gonna do it big and stay true to yourself. But 50 Cent's the same place that he's been since he came out.
Since day one. He's never changed.
And he can use that. Like there's a lot of people who get canceled off of what 50 Cent would do. That's him. If he changed, he's not him. He's a very smart person.
Businessman.
I read 2 of his books. I read The 50th Law of Power.
Welcome, Dave Bugatti.
Hustle Hard, Hustle Smarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying, 50 Cent, his first album, definitely classic album. Classic album. I can say he's definitely top 10 most influential artists in the game.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. There's a lot of
and listen, he changed his whole life, and now he's a multi-billionaire
right.
doing literally movies and shows. So what do you think about that transition? Because I say that because we could talk about the rap game all day, but let's talk about how a lot of these brothers not only made their money, but they're doing different things. They're in different spotlights right now. And that's what I see for you, right? I see you moving from the rap industry to you just said it, you're doing Tubi. You've been in and out of the radio business. We've done shows together. I already know your message real quick. Do you foresee yourself, like a 50 Cent or like writing different screenplays, movies, etc.?
Definitely. I could say I might not put 50 Cent in the top 10
right
artists, but he's definitely, to me, one of my top 5 inspiration and motivations. And yes, that's to be able to do that is amazing. To be able to make impact from music to movies,
yes, sir,
is amazing. And to not even just movies, television.
Television.
Power.
Do you know how you have to be so strong-minded
to fuck with television? And I know God knows what they tell that man on television.
Exactly.
Television meetings like
no here, nothing.
No, we're not doing that.
Though.
But I can say 50 Cent is if you want to get into this game, right? Like, cause me, 50 Cent is like, see how Ice Cube did it? LL Cool J did it.
Oh my God, yes, all of them.
But he's big, like.
But he's bigger than them. I'm not gonna hold you. He owns his rights. LL Cool J. By the way, LL, you still owe me an interview. I'll post our pictures soon. He still owes me an interview. He used to go way back. My family. I just remembered about that earlier. I'm glad you mentioned him. LL, if you're listening, Violator, but he's not with Violator anymore.
Nah, Violator, that was
years ago. Chris Lighty, rest in peace.
Jesus Christ, the child died.
Okay, we're gonna go back to 50 and all that. That whole Chris Lighty situation.
I didn't even really get into what happened because I wasn't really aware of who he was.
Right.
Until now, he was part of one of the most influential men
in the world.
You feel me? Because I'm a super fan of Busta Rhymes.
Facts.
50 Cent had something to do with that. LL Cool J, there's a couple people part of the whole body. So
but young too, mad young,
really young.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember what year that happened though, but I remember it being like a big thing in hip hop that Chris Lighty passed away.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like people who were part of it.
Facts. And at the end of the day, I wanted to share that because again, Tory Lanez, Tory, is going anywhere. However, with the case that we see here, it's kind of real crazy right now. But I just like to ask our artists like how they feel about certain things because as you know, this platform is here to edutain, it's here to entertain and bring you some education and also think they show or to listening to how other people see certain artists and that nature. So going back to 50, right? And the movies and everything, like you're saying, like an Ice-T, right?
Cube. Both of them, Ice Cube, man.
Ice Cube and both of them. I don't think I hate to say this, but I think this for behind the scenes because we got to get this tagged.
Right.
I want you and me to have this tag so people can hear
No
because I
problem.
want to open up this conversation. I don't think Ice T, Ice Cube, or
LL.
LL have hit the levels of 50 cents.
I
And I want to
think
know how you feel about
I
that
think
too.
what happened with 50 Cent was, if you remember, he kind of did try to go to L. He was in getting in the movies. And I think he realized behind the scenes he can affect way more
Way more.
because when you move on what someone else wants you to do.
They're directing, they own the rights, but 50 owns his
Yeah,
own
so he
rights.
got behind the shit. He started, I don't know, but he got behind the scenes and he had the capital too. I mean, he had the vitamin
He,
with a
he
deal.
bid,
He
he
had
had
the
the
cap.
look, he had more capital behind closed doors.
Exactly. He had the capital.
Ooh,
Allegedly,
yeah,
he had the capital behind
yeah,
closed doors.
facts.
But he had the vitamin with a deal on paper. And I
Absolutely.
know that shit, apparently that shit
Millions.
millions. So he was able to use that probably as leverage, not even just financially, but just as a proof that I'm a good,
Businessman.
viable
Facts.
build. Yeah, and I feel like 50 Cent has always been someone who struck at the right time. Like Power came out at the right time
Facts.
when we needed a show like that, which was about the hood, which was about the underworld. I don't want to say the hood. It's about the hood. You know
I
that
know.
underworld. I'm trying to
Right.
expand my vocabulary.
There you go. Educate these
Feel me?
people.
Educate these brothers out here.
Yo, facts.
So he was showing a different side, but also, and he's an entrepreneur. He got, like I said,
Listen, how about his audiobooks? I
yeah, I
even
heard
have
it.
you.
Yeah,
I listened to him for
yeah.
like
50th
2 or 3 days straight.
Power, hustle hard, hustle smart.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say chapeau bas pour même 50 Cent. M'a parlé que la veille parce que tellement fait content. Leur fait ça t'es fair. I had to say it in Creole, like, and he knows a lot of Haitian people. So I said, hats off to you
Shout out to
because
Tony Haitian. You know
you
that?
already know. So he got a lot of people in that whole team. So they're gonna be like, yo, she just said that in Creole. What's up with that? So listen, I said, hats off to you. Like you really surprised me with what you did. Like he shocked me. Like that dude is smarter than the
Very
average
smart,
bear,
very smart.
which is another reason why I always tell people never judge a book by its cover.
Mhm.
You never know what's beneath the layers. So you can never say you know somebody for real because at the end of the day, there's things that are always happening and manifesting.
That's a fact.
And that's why we do what we do on the Anaya A show. That's what we do. And that's why we're going to expand. So with that being said, what else do you want to share with the platform? Because I got to talk to this dude off camera. We that we'll be within because I've been watching the game for a hot minute and I don't tell people all my moves. I could never do that.
Right.
Even in the spot we're in, allowed to be in here.
Right,
As
right.
you can see, we got
I
security.
appreciate it.
Yo,
I appreciate everything.
I had to once things to where I envisioned as
Right.
I'm moving to the next level. That's when I could do the reintroduction
Right.
and to invite people back into the space so that we could collab. We're watching you, and let me
Yeah.
share publicly. Share this for those that don't know. People don't, and I gotta talk about it publicly because I tell people all the time, I'm not this little bougie girl.
Mhm.
I'm not even like a female. Like the doctor say, I got too much testosterone anyway.
Yeah,
So you already know. And on top of that, I'm a Libra Scorpio. But I have to say this. Jimmy Bones, and I'm gonna say it publicly. I'm gonna try not to cry, right? Because like I'm an emotional person at top, right? You already know. And me was we was rocket like on the shows and everything like that. And like he saw and he when I was coming with something, I knew when he was coming with something, we would have guests on the show. We would do different things. We got sponsors for food. We got like all this stuff going. And there was a particular and I'm not going to say particular situations that would happen that was crushing the game, like stopping the flow, and like real little things that was stupid. But guess what? Everything happened for a reason because, as you can see, years later, and let me tell you something. How many people would hit me up to be interviewed on that show?
That's crazy. And then it wasn't. Everything happened for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I feel like sometimes you just move
You gotta
it as a lesson learned,
a
or a
lesson
blessing
learned.
earned.
There you go. And that was the bottom line. I had a Rolodex of people calling me to be interviewed on what is it, DTLR, DTR,
DTF radio.
whatever it was,
Shout out to
DTF.
DTF.
them because they gave us a platform
opportunity,
and we were going somewhere. But guess what? What I'm working on, it's going to be equal or even bigger than DTF because we're collaborating forces.
yeah,
And I'm here in a space where mad more people know me than even before.
yeah.
So just to let you know, but this guy, I want to publicly shout you out. I want to publicly shout out Peter Griffith.
Yes, sounds my son, Fat Boy.
Fat Boy.
Chris Brown.
Yo, Chris Brown, the dancer. Yo, we would.
Chris Brown from
And I gotta shout them out. I mean, there's mad more people I could shout out, but those two right there, let me just say it like this. We saw the vision. We were a team. We were solid. Some other person brought us together. However, it didn't go down like whatever. Everything happens for a reason, and we're rebuilding. And within the short time that we separated and went our separate way, we were building.
That's right. Yeah.
This dude, he's in movies. He got his music videos out. Right, artists that he's representing. We have an artist in the building, Miss Ronnie. Right, I know she's probably chilling right now, but we're gonna have her live on the camera very soon. You understand what I'm saying? And I wanted to make sure that you had a spot here with me so you could know that it's real.
Right.
Like what we're doing is real. For those that don't know, I don't deal with the average Joe Smoke. Do I have doctor friends, lawyer friends, like multi-million-dollar friends, Chase Bank friends, whatever? Hell yeah, in suits and ties. But this is fam.
Appreciate it.
Crazy, y'all, because y'all don't know who I be rocking with. So tell the people where to find you at and how they can stay in touch.
Listen, man, J Bones president. So the Alama was the bolder move over, and I stepped in. You can find me on Instagram at J Bones president. That's JIMMIBONES 4 president. You can find that on anything. Type it in Google, Amazon. Pretty sure I'm in Russia somewhere. You feel me? Just type my name in. You're going to find that. JIMMIBONES 4 and president.
We're going to make sure we capture that a little bit slower. Give them the phone number or even the email address. Go ahead, Jimmy Bones president.
Jimmy Bones president canceled the election. Obama was the bolder move over, and I stepped on it. You can find me on Instagram at JIMMIBONES 4 president. I got a website, cartelllc.com. That's all. Everything I do is eventually uploaded on there, though. So, if you want to be keeping update with me, you know what I'm saying? You can find me media soon. You feel me? Tubi. I'm on Tubi too. Shout out to Watch the Throne movie. Shout out to True Light. Shout out to Maddie Toaster. Shout out to Lucas Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dame Dash.
Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Harlem.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Shout out to Hustlers Reside.
Yes,
Mark, you gotta shout out to Jay-Z.
You know what I mean?
Rock
Shout out
Nation.
to Jay-Z and Rock Nation on the step. But shout out to all those people right there, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. Heavy on the Happy Kwanzaa.
Heavy.
And I want us to unfortunately.
There you have it, folks. Got to do the United A show. Special guest in the building, Mr. Jimmy Bones for president. Mr. Jimmy Bones for president. You understand? Like he got a lot that he's doing. Yo, it's a thing. Dash. I didn't even know he was a part of the project, but we already know. Anytime you're in Brooklyn, you gotta know there's certain heads that's affiliated, and so they move around. They move the money business around, and we hope to see much bigger things from you as we collab now in Harlem, and we taking viral. Like there's no stopping us now. I got everything in order pretty much. I got my baby, so all I wanted was this baby. Got my ass holding it down real quick. Hey, you already know. And for everybody that's joining us now, listen, we make sure we got you information phones. Now we got another major interview. Now I could share it real quick. While everything, but while I was talking about this Tory Lanez, making the Stallion, Kelsey, Nicole thing, the craziest thing happened. I tagged into somebody who's gonna be showing up on our interview next week. Don't want to major. So I guys know about that. Don't forget, Jimmy Bones was in the building and he's coming back. Ronnie coming. We just make sure that every on top of it for 22. Y'all already know. All right, much love. Thank you. I guess somebody was just saying, hey, Thank you so much for joining us. Burgers here. We love each and every one of you. Everybody that watch the replay. You'll learn something tonight. God bless you all. We love you. Peace.
Recording stopped.
So that stopped. All right, guys, this is the behind the scenes. Thank you so much. I saw you guys watching tonight. So thank you. Make sure you let our friends know is going to be doing bigger and better things as we're definitely promoting our artists and our business people throughout the nation. But we started here in New York City. But if you want to be interviewed on the Anaya A show, holler at your girl on YouTube, holler at me. You know, we're building up that platform. Inquire about the show, the Anaya show. We do if you can't make it into the studio. Thank you guys. Love you. Good night. Bye. That was dope, right? So, you know, nowadays people are still probably drunk and stuff, chilling, but that's okay. You already know because we made sure we got that and they will be replaying it. And let me tell you something. Sometimes I don't be seeing like 5-10 people watching. By the time I get off, it's like 500 people that watched. I think that is insanity, but that just goes to show people always watching. Yeah, like that's annoying though, because like why y'all don't say